You're listening to Jonesy's Jukebox on KLOS. That was David Bowie, Where Have All the Good Times Gone, from Pin-Ups. Then we had Jeff Beck, Shape of Things, from the album Truth, with Rod Stewart on vocals. They're playing at the Hollywood Bowl September 27th with Rod Stewart and Jeff Beck. I wonder if they do that song. They got to do that song. Probably tuned down a little bit, though, probably from the original. Then we had Chris Spedding, motorbiking. He turned 75 today. I love Chris. Good man. T-Rex, 20th Century Boy, Thin Lizzy, Black Boys on the Corner. Then Megadeth, Anarchy in the UK. And we're here with Kim Thayil. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. How would you say it?
File.
File?
File.
Like a file?
No. File. It rhymes with smile, I suppose.
Yeah.
TH.
Okay.
I'm sure my family pronounces it incorrectly. I'm sure there's a traditional Indian pronunciation.
Yeah,
like this.
yeah. How you doing?
All right.
You got a big show tonight.
Yeah.
So you're going to got to do a lot of sound checking?
No, we're just playing this. We're playing a film, a live concert film. I guess I have to speak and introduce it, so that's where all the nerves go. I don't have a guitar protecting me from the audience.
You're not a big speaker.
No. That's why there's never a microphone on my side of the stage, just the amps.
Yeah, I don't like speaking in front of a lot of people either. I don't think a lot of people do.
Well, there's no one here.
This is easy. This is easy, but in front of people, especially if you got to be a certain way, not a big fan.
Nerves.
Yeah.
That was a great set. I caught the last 6 songs, I think.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's like we get to play what we want on here. 2 hours a day, 5 days a week. It's going to be 4 days a week soon, though. Anyway, it's an inside joke. I just had a vacation up. I was in Northern California, and had a week off.
What were you doing up there?
Just relaxing, Mendocino County. You ever been up there?
Probably driven through it.
It's very chill. There's nothing happening up there. And that's why I like it. There's nothing happening. It's perfect. Just fresh air, ocean. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it why I like it. I wouldn't have noticed it when I was 20. But now being 63, you kind of notice nature a lot more. I never paid attention. Was you the same? Do you think you're like that when you were a teenager?
When I was younger, I was really into nature. And,
oh, yeah?
The sunnier it was, the more likely I was to find, some creepy crawler or, snake or a bug. My goal was to find a dinosaur, and I figured, I could do that. The hotter it was and the more foliage it was. And then I grew out of that when I realized that I was not likely to find a dinosaur, and I gave up on nature.
Well, there's a tortoise that looks like it's from the dinosaur family.
Oh, one of those Galapagos tortoises?
Them little tortoises. They look kind of medieval, don't they?
Yeah. I think many crocodilians do.
I knew I'd get a look when I said medieval. I know it's a lot early. I know. I got it.
Those Dark Ages dinosaurs.
Yeah.
With their crazy religions.
Yeah. It's funny, we just played T-Rex as well.
Their lack of science. They didn't believe they existed.
Oh, yeah. But how do we know that they did? They actually found bones, right? In the Natural History Museum in London, they have a whole one put together, one of the big ones. Unless that's some plastic and it's not real bones.
I was saying that they themselves didn't believe that they existed because they didn't have science. It was all medieval.
They had no Instagram back then. So who knows what's true if you ain't got Instagram?
Oh, wow. I'm just learning Instagram, actually.
Really?
Over the past month.
You're not one of them?
No. I get to look at other people's pictures.
That's all you do? You don't even have a picture of yourself on the default?
I think my friends do.
You just don't like any of that stuff?
No, I don't do any social media. I figure I know enough people, and that's too much as it is. So.
What's your key?
What's my what?
What's your key to not doing that? How do you do that, not be on social?
Part of it's ignorance. I never really developed any of those skills, and people trying to direct me in that toward, Facebook or whatever.
Yeah.
I just, procrastination. I just say, well, I'll get to it at some point, but I really never wanted to. So,
well, let's start with just pictures of food. Start there. You're not in it. You're not in it. It's just a picture.
I've seen a few Thai food collections, on Instagram. I have a friend who takes pictures every time he goes out to dinner. And I don't know why people do that, why people want to look at that, but
I don't. But people take pictures of everything.
It's basically all green and gray.
Yeah, and then then it gets eaten. And it's, but it's when did we meet before in Seattle?
We met here a few times. One time we met at, it might have been the old whiskey bar. We ended up going out and playing pool.
The whiskey bar.
Yeah, I think it was
Pool.
called the whiskey bar. It might have been called something else. You weren't drinking.
Yeah.
You drove me to a friend's house and we played pool, and you kept winning. It's because you weren't drinking, and I kept drinking, and I kept losing.
See, this is so crazy. I don't know recollection of that.
God, that's crazy, because I was drinking, and I remember it.
You're younger though, aren't you?
Yeah, a little bit.
What are you, 50 odd?
I'm 50. I'm odd, and I'm 58.
58?
Which is an even number.
Oh, you're not far behind, man.
No.
You're not far behind.
I know. But when you were rocking, I was still in high school, so I was like, it was a big deal. You're grown up and you're rad and badass, and I was, trying to figure out how to play guitar.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Thank you.
So you still love Seattle? You're still living up there?
Yeah, I mean, it took a while because I grew up in Chicago, so it's
the same kind of weather though, right? Miserable.
Chicago is a different kind of misery. It's humid and hot in the summer, very cold and just gross and black snow.
Very extreme,
Yeah.
both sides. Yeah. And there's that big lake.
Lake Michigan.
Do you ever go on that?
Yeah, I did a few times. Certainly there's some field trips. You can go out to the middle of Lake Michigan, and then all you can see is water. The horizon, it's that big. It's like being in the ocean.
So that's where they have the Flat Earth Society, right?
Probably. They have lampreys also, which is sort of similar to the Flat Earth Society.
There's the whole thing about that, right? Flat Earth Society.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I've every once in a while, friends will send me articles that have humorous debunkings of flat Earth theories.
Yeah, they reckon the Flat Earth people. They reckon that on the edges is ice walls. That's what's keeping everything in, and you're not getting out. And I thought, well,
their evidence is.
I had no idea.
They don't either.
But that's what they think, because they think it's flat.
Right.
But I say, well, what if you just got a plane and fly over it then? What's on the other side?
Oh, religion.
Is it just like nothing?
Probably. I have no idea why people believe the stuff they do. I mean, I do have some idea. They don't value evidence.
Okay, this is my big question, though, with the Flat Earth Society. Okay, it's flat, now what? What's different? What's going to change now? Nothing.
We can explore the other side. The underside of the Earth.
Yeah, the crusty bit.
Yeah, what's there? Pipes?
Just
infrastructure?
Gold bars.
Loose wires?
Just gold.
Dripping sewers? Roots?
Oh, man. So what time does the thing start tonight?
Doors are at 7.
Yeah.
The film starts at 8. It's really long, so I'll understand if you don't want to endure it.
Is that you?
People out there.
Or me? That's your phone.
Oh, jeez. How did I get all social?
No, he's a totally social guy, look. So it's a Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Two CD live album.
That'll be coming out in July. Blu-ray 2 double CD and quadruple vinyl, quadruple live Gonzo.
And it's on that's released on the 26th of July.
Yeah, I think so.
And now it's just vibrating. It's okay. You can answer it if you want.
Oh. Actually, yeah, you might know this guy.
Go on, get it. Who is it?
Oh, it's a text.
It's a text?
Yeah.
From who?
Greg Anderson from Southern Lord Records, the band Sun and Goat Snake.
Goat Snake? I don't know that guy. Is he listening?
I don't know. He should.
What's the text? Is it context to like, I'm listening to you on the show? Or is he just...
Oh.
No, I guess
No.
not. Funny stuff, man. Funny stuff. So that's it then. So you're not playing tonight?
No.
Why'd I get the idea you were playing? And I thought, well, who's going to sing then? So,
Right.
So that makes sense.
Yep. Someone did come up with a crazy idea because the way this is being mixed, the live show, they have, it was multi-tracked and they're doing some kind of dynamic mixing. I don't fully understand what it is they're trying to do, but, every channel is available. And I guess there might be some guy who's...
You can do your own mixing.
Someone came up with the idea of me playing along with the live concert.
Oh, no.
I said, no. When you're I'm going to stand on stage and play along to the film.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's a silent movie, I suppose I could improvise something.
Yeah.
But there's already music there.
Yeah.
Why would I want to attempt to replicate something that I just make up and wing as I'm going along anyways?
Whose idea was that?
I don't know. Someone doesn't listen to Soundgarden.
That's a dumb idea. Maybe it's your mate, the one who's texting you. So that's tonight at the Wilton. Is it sold out?
I have no idea. I'm going to guess not. I'm sure there'll be some walk-up.
Is that why you're here? Because it's not sold out?
It could be. I could be out here pimping the film on behalf of the Artist Den and Universal.
Yeah. Well, I guess you got to have like hardcore Soundgarde fans who want to see that, right?
Yeah. Then there'll be curious people who are into the technical aspect of it.
Have you seen it?
I've seen, obviously I had to approve the content. So what I saw is mostly on my phone or laptop. So this experience will be more immersive, surround sound and surround video and lights and, I don't know, things that I haven't experienced yet. So I'll see it tonight.
So you're just talking beforehand? You're not doing a Q&A afterwards?
I think they just want me to, they just want me to introduce it. I can't do a Q&A. They'll ask me about the show and I wing a lot of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
The solos, so
maybe they'll ask you about guitar strings and stuff.
I don't know what those are either. They'll confuse me with all this. They'll probably use 10s.
Is that what you use?
Probably.
Like the Ernie Ball, the yellow packet?
Yeah.
That's what I use.
All right.
Best strings ever. You don't have to think about nothing.
I read something by about Pete Townsend starting tours with lighter strings, like 9s or whatever. And by the end of the tour, he'd be up to like 12s.
Yeah. Well, Billy Gibbons, funny enough, he uses 7s. Crazy, right?
I don't believe that because he's so percussive and you're rhythmically on, and it seems like he'd use heavier strings.
Yeah, no, his guitar playing sounds like they're heavy.
Yeah.
But he swears he don't, and I've heard it from other people too.
I remember learning that like Malcolm Young in AC/DC, the rhythm player, so he's using really heavy gauge strings.
Does he?
And then Angus, playing leads, is using
the
lighter
light
gauge.
ones.
And I could see that.
That makes sense. Yeah.
But Billy Gibbons using 7s, that's really strange.
Yeah. He said I don't know. I don't think he was joking. He said it. He actually told the story. It was some old blues guy, and the old blues guy said, "Why are you using something like heavy strings?" And he told him he used his light ones. He said, "You're making hard work of it." And since then, that's where he's been playing the light strings. But it doesn't sound like it. That's the amazing thing. It sounds like he's playing cables.
It's all. I guess at that point, it's just the fingers, your grip, and your feel.
Yeah.
I used to like using 8s because you could bend the hell out of the strings, but I also, would bend the hell out of chords and it'd be all out of tune.
Yeah. What guitar do you play?
Well, a Guild S100.
You always had the same.
I fell in love with it when I was 18 because I could do weird stuff. It was somewhat light. It gets some really great feedback. I could play beneath the bridge and above the nut because it was somewhat microphonic. I could blow on the strings and get a weird. So I just developed whatever peculiarities in my style from playing that thing.
And that's the only one you don't like change your guitar 3 times.
I think I have like a light Les Paul, a Diet Les Paul. It's kind of
lightweight. Yeah.
And some Firebirds and some Telecasters.
Yeah.
I don't use the Telecasters anymore, but there was a period in the 90s where I was using them for just sort of brighter, twangier songs.
This is good nerd stuff we're talking about right now. Let's go and visit the Duke. We're here with Kim Thayil.
Yes.
That dude, right?
Yeah.
Okay. From Soundgarden, guitarist. We're going to play a track live from the artist Den after the Duke. Jonesy's Jukebox, KLOS. You're listening to Jonesy's Jukebox, KLOS. The time right now is 12:59, and we're here with my man, Kim Thayil from Soundgarden. And got a thing tonight at the Wilton. What would you call it tonight? What's on the billboard?
I think they're calling it an immersive surround sound, sort of. I'm probably wrong right there. It's a film, but it's a live concert film.
From the last, not the last show, but
No, it was the last show from our King Animal tour. So King Animal's the album that came out in I think it was 2013.
Yeah.
But it was our first studio album after reuniting, and our only studio album after reuniting. And we did that tour. This was the last day of that tour.
How long was the gap between breaking up?
12 years, I think.
Yeah. Did you like reuniting?
Yes. I didn't at first. I had moved on to other things, so I was a little bit hesitant, but quickly grew attached to the friendships I'd built since we were kids. And
Do you think you were playing better 10 years later?
yes, easily.
Yeah.
Easily. For a couple of reasons. I was older, more mature. It was easier to take it seriously.
Yeah.
And I was less likely to be hungover. So
Yeah.
So you can endure really loud kick drum at rehearsal.
Yeah. So you were just were you back together, or you just got back for a tour?
No, we got back together in late 2009. I kept telling people we weren't back together because I really didn't want to be at that point.
Yeah.
But we were doing little things, this baby steps. We started a webpage and then some social media for the band.
Yeah.
And that led to interest amongst fans for us to play, and so we played live. That went well. Then we played Lollapalooza in Chicago in 2010. That was amazing. Everyone, we loved our family, the crew, the band, and we thought this is great. Our drummer Matt said, "Hey, I got some songs I'd like to show you guys. Can we go into the studio and jam?" That led to making, writing for a new album. And then we did a number of tours over that period. So we were working constantly. If we weren't touring, we were writing, or I was working on some catalog item. We put out a live album, Live on I-5. We put out a 50-song collection of B-sides and international releases and soundtracks called Echo of Miles, which I'm still very proud of. It's a 3-CD set and 6-disc vinyl,
Yeah.
50 songs. None of them are on any albums. Well, on any domestic releases.
Yeah. Did you was you guys popular in Europe, like in England?
We're really big in the U.S., Australia, and Canada, but we did well in Germany and in England. We were successful there, but not as successful as we might have been in the U.S. or Australia or Canada.
Yeah. It's funny, the Germans, they like funny music, don't they? David Hasselhoff is huge there.
We weren't huge in France. Is anybody huge in France?
Jerry Lewis.
Yes, that's right. He had a Congressional Medal of Honor, or whatever the analog is for the Legion of Honor. Is that what it is? Or?
Which makes no sense. Why he
No,
would
it
be.
doesn't. There must be something in translation that I'm missing.
Yeah. Hey, lady! Maybe that means something in French.
Something profound, perhaps.
Well, he was big Johnny Holiday. He was like their big Elvis of France. He was a French bloke. Am I saying it right? Johnny Holiday? Holiday? Yeah. I don't want a Johnny Holiday in the sun. But he passed away a little while ago. But he was one of them guys. He couldn't walk down the street, but no one's heard of him here. That always bewilders me, why some people are big in England, not big here. They're big here. They're not there. They're big in Mozambique, but they're not here. you never know why that is.
Yeah, that's always confused me. What's that movie about the?
Like the band Bush, massive here, couldn't get arrested from where they're from in England.
I think I commented on that band in the early '90s. I was better acquainted with Bush than some other bands that were contemporaries from England at the same time. And people in England didn't understand why I made these positive comments about Bush because they weren't that big there.
Yeah, I don't think they were positive either. I think most people didn't like them for some reason.
I tried to be positive because being negative is so easy, so I have to work at being positive, and that's
it's hard work, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh man. Okay. I guess you're gonna knock it on the head. You're out of here. You're gonna leave soon. Sorry.
So.
I'm speaking in French.
Well.
So you guys were still together right to the end then?
Yes. Yeah. Well, yes. We were together until our last show in Detroit.
In Detroit.
Yes, that's where that's where the world went dark.
Yeah.
But since then, this past fall, interestingly, I toured with with an incarnation of the MC5.
Yeah.
It's pretty much Wayne Kramer, of course, is the guitar monster. I'm there kind of filling in and doing some of Fred Sonic Smith's parts. Marcus Durant from Zen Gorilla is singing. Brendan Canty from Fugazi is playing drums. And we had a few different bass players, including Don Was played a few shows, and Doug Pinnick from King's X. But the majority of the shows were played. The bass player was Billy Gould from Faith No More. And, Matt Cameron. I know him. He played drums in a few shows as well. We did a few shows with double drums, like the Allman Brothers or the Grateful Dead. It actually worked. Those guys are amazing together. And we toured 2 months in the U.S., a month in Europe. It was a lot of fun.
Is that done, or you got more of that?
I think there's supposed to be some UK shows in October, perhaps opening up for Alice Cooper if it materializes, and a festival in the end of August. But the curious thing about this is I hadn't done anything. I hadn't toured or played live since the band dissolved.
Yeah.
In Detroit. Wayne calls me up and says, I'm getting a band together. We want to play. It's the 50th anniversary of the recording or the release of Kick Out the Jams, their classic Great Amazing album. We want to play the entire album. I thought, great, I'd love to learn the entire album. And he said, we want to do this tour and have the tour end up in Detroit on Halloween, or I guess in the album Kick Out the Jams, they indicate that it was recorded on the Zenta New Year, right? Does anyone remember that? Yeah.
Halloween.
Yeah. And so they want to tour the U.S. and have everything come to Detroit on Halloween, and that would be the last show. And yeah, there's certainly something ironic or poetic or both. I think irony is probably a component of poetry at some point.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's the idea that we were going there and to finish a tour. And I'm with my favorite band, the MC5, who are from Detroit, and this album was recorded there. It was all,
No, but you just did. It's okay, though.
Okay.
I love watching Shovel when that happens.
It was a mind F, certainly.
Yeah. It's all good. We got a button.
Okay.
Why didn't they ever do a studio version of Kick Out the Jams? Or is there? No, I don't know about it.
No, I don't know. It's
only a live version.
maybe it's a
isn't it?
budget thing. Maybe it's just less money, I guess, to turn everything on and
But they did live albums. I mean, they did studio albums, right?
Yeah. Back in the USA and High Time are both.
I don't know
both
why they
studio.
didn't do that song.
I guess is that I should really. I may have had this conversation with Wayne and forgot. I'm guessing it's a budget thing. It costs less just to stick a few mics in a room, and you can also capture the intensity and wildness of the MC5 in that period.
Well, it definitely captures that. It's like Jake Giles. They're better live than in the studio. But I was just always maybe thought you might not have the skinny on that, but no. I hear MC5 are really big in Scotland.
Yeah, I have a close friend in Scotland who.
I'm kidding, by the way.
Well, he came to the show, and he's an old European tour manager, and he's huge into the MC5.
They think it's kick out the haggis.
That would be the Highland Games, I suppose. The caber toss, the haggis. I think the haggis is the inception of the football, the U.S. football, right? The pigskin,
Right.
the bladder stuffed with oatmeal. Only this time it's just air, and they kick it around. I think it's an extension of the Highland Games.
Well, when soccer first started, it used to be someone's head they'd kick that around.
Oh, that's cruel. Genghis Khan, huh?
Well, they had to find a round head, though. Someone who had not a oblong head,
And,
like round kind of shape.
well, that good thing Genghis Khan was in Mongolia. I didn't say it.
Listen, man, thanks for coming by. Are
Thank
you
you for
enjoying
having me.
yourself?
Right now I am.
Yeah.
Let's see what the rest of the day does.
You don't have to leave, but I think you got to get going. You got to practice your speech later, and you got to wear something.
I'm just going to
nice.
wing that too.
Were you going to wear a cape later or something?
Maybe a luchador mask and a tie.
There you go. There you go. Kim Thayil from Soundgarden. Go tonight if you want to see a really. Is it long?
Yeah, it is a really long.
Maybe we're putting people off.
It's not Bruce Springsteen or Pearl Jam long, but it's 2.5 hours.
Oh, okay.
We are more punishing than Pearl Jam or Bruce Springsteen, so you got to be a fan.
So it's the whole. It's just the show, but
Yep.
it's shot in a certain way.
I think there's some interviews, you know, whatever that word is when you insert part of something into something else.
Interspersed.
Okay, interspersed. That would work. There's probably a few other words.
That's at the Wilton tonight, and if you're interested in going, thanks for coming by.
Well, thanks for being here when I got here.
Yeah. It's good to see you again. How many times have we met? Just once? I remember meeting you in Seattle with Duff.
Oh, yeah.
Right
You're like outside.
Yes.
Yeah, I was at that show. Yes.
See, I wasn't.
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah, you're right.
that.
You're right. Yeah, I remember that.
didn't
That was
remember
at Rock Candy. You're right. And then we ran into each other. We're staying at the same hotel somewhere in Germany. I remember coming in and you were in the lobby, and we talked for a bit. And Duff was staying there. I remember I ended up hanging out with Matt Sorum that night.
Yeah. Are you close with Duff? You pals?
You've known him for a long time, as close as you can be with a guy who's really busy and always, working and traveling. So
Yeah. Well, good luck tonight, and don't matter what anyone says. You're a good man.
all right.
We're going to play the song. The track is from the Artist Den, live from the Artist Den, and the track is called
Blind Dogs.
Blind Dogs. Take it away.